How does one talk about a passion project? They are built with hopes and dreams and the burning enthusiasm that a person has for the subject matter. Ops and Tactics is a passion project, fairly old one at that, clocking in at a little over a decade old. But what is Ops and Tactics? As the name suggests, it's a game about operations and tactics, namely with guns. Ops and Tactics is, well, to some, the gun game, as its armory book has hundreds of firearms to choose from, but that doesn't really answer the question, does it? What is it, though? It's Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 with guns. Well, that's not quite fair. A more apt description would be that it's D20 Modern plus Ultra Edition, as the game itself was built on its bones. When you calculate your skill points, your BAB, after you're making sure your fort, will, and reflex saves are correct, and you're taking your mandatory feats in their little tree, you realize you're playing someone's 3.5 hack. Yeah, technically it's a 3d6 plus modifier system. It is. Instead of a D20, you're just rolling 3d6. Neat, cool, does the exact same goddamn thing though. But it is different. But hey, maybe the action point system is kind of neat though. Well, because there are action points. They're called combat points, but based on your race, which the game does actually have, but the base game doesn't, you have 15. Cool, right? That means I get to do a lot of actions. Well, most of those actions are going to cost anywhere from 4 to 8 on average. Anything higher than that, and you're going to be a bit exciting. And movement also uses it per 5-foot square, in fact, because yeah, we're still on a grid, so don't think about it too hard. Don't think about firing more than a few times, however, due to the recoil mechanic making so that you have a hefty penalty anytime you're going to fire more than 1 or 2 shots. You're going to get behind cover and stop popping off 2 attacks around, or attack, move, and maybe a minor action altogether. The bleeding mechanic is kind of cool, I guess. At the start of this, I said this was a passion project, but a more apt description would be refer to this as a baby project, one that never left the comforting embrace of 3.5 as a D20 era, and resides nicely in the early 2000s. There really isn't anything of a setting in the base game either, nor any of the multiple expansions really. There's a fully fledged magic system detailed in one of these goddamn expansions, and you know what? I don't care. It was odd. Truth be told, a complete apathy at looking at a decade-old game. The most I could really muster was cool. Not even in a degree of quality, because I can't really ascertain the quality of a work like this simply due to the fact I don't have that nostalgia for 3.5 as others do, nor am I a gun nut commando. What do I say? How do you approach a situation like this? Oh, hey, maybe a sitting on the ground. Some of the ideas would be pretty nice, or maybe cut the chap with half-drawing bows, or having half a page dedicated to fucking animal handling and ride skills. Maybe the fact that those are 2 separate skills that you must individually invest points into in a 3.5 skill system, because we're still using that for some fucking reason. Hell, I was surprised he removed used rope. Why not? Fuck it, let's go! Or the fact that there are literal feat trees. Yes, when we people like to bitch and moan about, feat taxes or anything like that, Ops and Tactics has them in spades. Maybe I comment on the fact that there are hundreds of guns, but each of them are often slight variations of one another, or rely on some same damage system as the traditional D20. Except a AK-47 doing 2d8 damage, the 7.62x39 does 46 plus 2, and the 5.56x45 does 5d4. So that's it. My final thoughts on Ops and Tactics. A venerable TG game. It's a D20 modern OSR product, effectively, one that uses names of popular firearms, grog-like attention to inane details, and a relatively pointless expansions to update a game that went out of print in 2006, and not really do much else with it. My name is Notepad Anon, and this was Ops and Tactics. Many thanks to the plutocrats as always. Godspeed, and good luck.